After weeks of kicking for the surface, the Quakers have got their heads above water and must now swim for safety, starting with Peterborough Sports at Blackwell Meadows this afternoon. Steve Watson names an unchanged 16 from the side that beat Blythe in midweek, while for the visitors who were beaten by Buxton, it's 2 changes, with Lewis Elsom and Mark Jones replacing Michael Gash and Peter Crook. Cornish comes back to collect, and that's a bit of a loose clearance. I think Platt couldn't quite clear it up, but Toby Lees will as it comes back into the Darlington area. Going to come back again now. This time it's Will Hatfield in the way. Chested down by Salkeld, tries to turn his man. And a bit of a coming together between Salkeld and Lawler. Didn't think there was much in that.
Shoulder to shoulder, wasn't it?
Yeah. The visitors get the decision and get the ball underway again quickly. McCammon chipping one in, looking for Felix. Nods it just wide.
Didn't look far wide from here.
It didn't. Closest chance either side's had so far. And I mean, of course, the ex-player scoring against his old club trope very much in play today, which means Darlington are going to need to score at least 2. Kane Felix almost fulfilling something of a prophecy there. Halfway inside Darlington's half, but it's a bit closer to the halfway line than that. Short to Headley, Headley to Platt. Platt back to Barrow. Peterborough Sports just pressing immediately and forcing Darlington back, and ball is now with Matty Young.
Good pressure from Peterborough.
Salkeld brings it down on his chest and knocks it back to Griffiths. Griffiths plays one up the right hand side looking for Curry, but he's caught in between 2 Peterborough Sports players and they head the ball away. Curry challenges and Hatfield picks up the loose ball. Salkeld trying to turn one through for Curry. He's done it. Ball's looped up. It's been cleared. Curry just got to it ahead of Elsom, but Peterborough Sports defenders managed to get it away. Darlington still with it though. Here comes Ben Headley up the left hand side. Tried to turn it inside. It's charged down. Throw in. Scrappy bits of play here and there. Neither side has really gotten completely on top of it. As Darlington have to bring the ball forward with Cornish, but he's forced back to Lees. He helps it back to Young. And he plays it out to Griffiths. A few gasps from the crowd around us. That was slightly inviting, but Salkeld helping it up the right hand side. Good ball to Curry. He's got a chance to run at his man. He turns Macaulay. Mitch Curry shoots, side netting. Best opening that the Quakers have had so far. Just as I was saying, that neither keeper's really been tested. Mitch Curry goes close. Now out to the left for Fox. He plays it out to McCammon. McCammon up against Griffiths on the left hand side. Gets to the byline. Gets the cross in. It's over everyone. And who he can't get to it. Headley's gone after him and Headley knocks him. Headley catches him just outside the area, thankfully. A second earlier and that might have been a real problem.
I was watching the linesman more than the referee there, but I didn't see his flag going, but the referee gave it.
And that's woken the crowd up a little bit. Not a lot to cheer about, but they are trying to rouse their team. Curry back to Headley, but that's loose. Now who he gets to it first. Jones round the corner for Jarvis. Jarvis back to Alban Jones. Just a check and cuts across to the left hand side. Where he's found McCammon. McCammon cutting inside now, exchanging passes, getting into the area, shooting left footed, and it's just goes to the left of Matty Young's post. Well worked move that by Peterborough Sports, almost bringing the game's first goal and possibly the best chance they've had so far.
Yeah, it was a good effort by McCallum, wasn't it?
Worse a Darlington defender, it could have looped off. Young out to Headley, he plays it back to Barrow. Barrow takes a touch, forward for Cornish, he can turn. Plays it over the top looking for Main, but that's headed away before it can get to him. Hatfield will chase the loose ball, can't quite rise high enough. Taken past Griffiths as they come forward with Felix now. His touch has given Barrow a chance to get in, but Barrow's come off second best. Felix trying a slightly ambitious one, I would say. Aiming for the opposite corner from practically on the byline. Griffiths takes it, gives it to Main. He chests it down and flicks it back into the midfield for Cornish. But he's charged down. The ball's going to run loose for Main though. He turns, gets away from his man. Again, just a lot of pressure there. But Hatfield can burst through the middle now. He's got 3 ahead of him. Goes to Salkeld. Salkeld tries to curl one into the opposite corner, but it's a comfortable take for Elsom. Elsom gets us back underway again. Lola rises highest, heads it back into the Peterborough Sports area, but they get the ball back. That's a loose one across, and Cornish with a lovely touch to bring it down, sets off after it. Fryatt tries to stop him, just plays the ball out to the left-hand side. Cornish picks it up, gives it to Barrow. He cuts across to the edge of the area, plays it to Salkeld, edge of the box. He cuts across, trying to make some room for the shot, but he's got Peterborough Sports players lining up in front of him to block it. Barrow out to the left-hand side for Cornish. He cuts onto his right foot, plays it across. Platt with it, tries to lay it back for Rivers, can't do so. Griffiths now with it on the edge of the area, trying to bring it through. It's just bouncing off everyone here. Barrow collects it, gets his foot down, plays it out to Salkeld. He gives it to Cornish, and he gives it back. Salkeld's going to have to try and keep that one in, and he does. Turns and sets off after his own ball. Tries to get away from Ahui. Ahui's managed to get to it ahead of him, but then Rivers has got in doubling up. He goes down in the area, shout for a penalty not given. I do think they played the ball. Barrow has it now. Turns away from his man. Plays it across to Cornish, edge of the area. Cornish still with it. Ball just running loose, and it's come to Griffiths. He shoots. I think that catches a deflection, does it? No, it's still time for something to happen, and we certainly hope something happens. Main trying to bring it down, but can't do so. It's not at his usual busy game today. Been constantly pressured, been constantly pressed. Cedric Main hasn't really been able to do the hold-up play as well as he normally does. Hatfield to Barrow. He brings it down the left-hand side. Cornish sets off to offer the option, and that's where Barrow goes. Cornish right to the tackle nicely, cuts inside. Plays one over the top, looking for Platt. Platt helps it on its way. It's going to come down to Main. He heads it back to Platt. Salkeld. Goal! The deadlock is broken, and it's that man in form again. Cameron Salkeld. Ball comes in, a couple of knockdowns. Salkeld left foot. And almost in slow motion it looked like from up here, or maybe it just feels like that because of the game. The ball finds its way into the back of the net. Cameron Salkeld gives Darlington the lead. Darlington 1, Peterborough Sports 0. Cameron Salkeld, it's 5 in 5. That man cannot stop scoring at the moment. 16 or so minutes to go. And Darlington have something to hold on to. 1-0. Just watching it again here. Ball comes in. One header, and then Main, and then Platt, and then Salkeld. Lovely finish, left-footed on the volley into the corner. It only felt like slow motion because of how the rest of the game has gone, but there was nothing slow about it. Really well-worked goal from the Quakers. And even if we think that Peterborough Sports have maybe had a little bit more of the pressure in the second half, it hasn't told. Optimistic appeals more than anything. Lees hooks one forward. Main can't quite rise, but the loose ball lands with Rivers, who brings it down nicely and gets away from his man. Being forced back as always though, but Tom Platt finds an out ball in Tom Platt, who can bring it forward and has a bit of room in front of him. Out to the left for Barrow. Barrow inside for Cornish. Cornish turns away from his man. Plays it to Platt on the left-hand side. Rivers behind him. Barrow. Yep, Platt can't keep up with this. Rivers has it down on the left-hand side now. Couple of step overs. Looks to get the cut back. Gives it to Platt, edge of the area. Platt to Cornish. Reverse ball for Rivers. Rivers tries to dink it across. And oh! How close was that to a second?
It's like Gaza in 96. Great football by Darlington.
Football from Darlington, wasn't it, to create the opening, and then the ball just dinked across, and Salkeld just couldn't quite get the touch on it this time. Alan Griffiths with the throw in. Salkeld gets away from his man on the right hand side, turns inside, goes for goal himself I think, drops to Platt on the edge of the area. It was charged down. He lays it back to Griffiths. Griffiths inside round the corner for Main. Main to the byline. Cut back to the edge of the area. Hatfield, he didn't make a clean contact. And suddenly Peterborough Sports are on the quick counter. Felix, ball over the top. Gash trying to help it through, but it's just going to come to Matty Young. And he drops on the ball, and there's a little bit of a shoving match here. He will not have any negative influence on his former club today. Young gets us underway, nodded back to the halfway line. Hatfield nods it forwards again. Middle foot in there. Rivers wins the ball, comes away with it, finds Salkeld. Salkeld through the middle. Main's got a chance here to cut across. Has he? Oh, it's just wide. Rivers was through the middle. He kind of looks at Main like,
I was there.
I was the option. I was there. We've had our 4 minutes. He's had a look at his watch. Gareth Thomas. Out on its way. It's run loose for Peterborough Sports. Chance here for them. One last chance maybe. The Hui on the right hand side. Takes a touch, cuts it over. Young will claim that. Young will drop on that. The referee will blow the final whistle. Darlington will win. It only needed 1 goal in the end. Cameron Salkeld with his 5th in 5 games, securing the 3 points for Steve Watson's side as that climb away from the trapdoor continues. Darlington, not a classic by any means. Won't be too many highlights from this one on the end of season DVD. But Cameron Salkeld's volley will go down as something that could well help the Quakers to avoid the dreaded drop.